Welcome to the Fans POV.
You are watching the Fans POV.
I'm hoping to make some better improvements to my Big Daddy while here.
That's probably the worst rendition of the Yan Yan dance that's ever.
It was fine.
It was graceful.
And we commandeer this in the name of the steampunk community.
John, tell us about pre-registration. Tell us about it.
I kept getting rickrolled every time I tried to pre-register.
Car. Chowder. Oh, this is the hard one. Harvard. Yankees rule. Oh, come on.
Oh, you make a sound? It doesn't even make a sound. Oh. Whoa. We're gonna have to clear this area. Cut this interview short. I'm sorry, I don't really know what's going on right now, but.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ernie League with the Fans POV, and right over here to my left, your right, is the ultra talented, ultra funny, ultra beautiful. Do you want me to keep going? I'll keep going. Let's see. Ultra extravagant, very well endowed. Disorganization 13. There's only three people. Well, three people know that you guys are here. Now, for anybody who doesn't know you, you're uneducated. But basically, just tell everybody who you are. What exactly do you do for Disorganization 13? I'll start up with you.
Me personally?
You took my mic now.
You are now under the gun. Do it now. Get to the chopper.
My name's Rob. I am with Organization 13. I'm one of our comedians on the Spoiler cast, as most of us are, and I'm also a core, panelist.
My name is Jason, aka Balesh. I do some of the panels for Disorganization 13, and I do some of the writing.
Pass it that way. I'll be. Hi, I'm Koshi. Some of you may remember a panel called Anime Press Your Luck. I used to work on that, but then I escaped from Brian's S&M game show dungeon, and so now now I help with panels. Specifically, spoiler the panel. Yay! Here we go.
My name is Kirk, and I run an S&M game show dungeon. Actually, I just help these guys with Spoiler, and I do most of the cooking.
I'm Casey. I also work on Spoiler the panel, and I have boobs.
So I'm Angelo. I'm the president of Disorganization 13. I'm on pretty much every panel, save one or two, and I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, getting us, accepted into these places, dealing with the people who hate us and the people who love us, and generally making everything work. So that's what all of us kind of do.
All right. Now, Angelo, since you're the president of Disorganization 13, how did this organization start, or more or less, how did this madness begin?
In my pants.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
That's pretty much the consensus with everybody in this pants.
Okay. So there are two stories we tell, but you guys get to have the full version now that we're popular enough. Disorganization 13 actually started out as a phenomenal lie. Several years ago, I think it was about 5 years ago, we went to Anime USA, where we were doing a Kingdom Hearts panel as sort of a scam to get Rob to come to an anime convention finally. It worked better than we thought, because we went to the panel, and the panel line, just because it was Kingdom Hearts, went all the way down, out, or around, and it was crazy. So the next year, we realized we needed a name, and we needed other panel ideas, so that's when we started doing Spoiler and fan fiction, and we did a panel on Avatar, and we're looking into, we do a lot more than just Spoiler, we're about...
Avatar, is it James Cameron?
Not the one that sucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We did one on Avatar The Last Airbender. We did one on RPGs. We did one... we're going to do one called This Panel is Gay, which is about the over... Oh, yeah, well, he can tell that.
Right. We were doing fan fiction, and when you're the fan fiction panel, and when you're doing a panel on fan fiction, you basically have to address the slash and the gay stuff. And people called us homophobes, which I thought was a little odd since I'm gay and I was actually trying to give it, a real treatment. Of course, we always crack jokes, but and so I came up with the idea that instead of just toning it down or shoving that under the rug, that's not what we do here. Let's make a panel about it. Let's really get in and discuss this thing. So I'm getting together a group of people who are for experts in yaoi and yuri and shonenai and so on, anime, and also comic books and that kind of thing. And we're gonna debut this panel at NIAF, the New York Anime Festival.
Alrighty. So we do a lot of stuff. We made our name, and then as soon as we came back to AUSA for our second year, we said we were around for, I think it was 7 or 8 years. Many years. Just. And every con after that, we ended up just basically lying out of our ass and saying that we were around for fucking ever. And then that very same year, these were the tumultuous years after you graduate from college and are looking desperately for a job. I meet up with Pete Tatara, who is the current head of the New York Anime Festival. When I was applying to his job that he left to be the head of the New York Anime Festival. In my job application, I told that phenomenal lie. And then we were invited to do spoiler at the very first New York Anime Festival, and we've been grandfathered in ever since. So other conventions now saw us from what we did from the New York Anime Festival and their large turnout, and all of a sudden we suddenly became a legitimate organization. And that's how this madness started. And as far as how panels are formed, generally drunken debauchery ends up leading to someone saying something stupid, and then it becomes a panel. Right.
So it's like something you'll have after a couple of whiskey shots and a couple few hundred beers. It's why don't we do this panel? That's a great idea. Why not? I'll do that.
Exactly. I can tell you the exact story about spoiler. We were at Anime USA. Me and Rob went to a panel that was talking about literary aspects of role-playing games like Final Fantasy and so on. And at one point they said no spoilers. Fair enough. And I started talking about Final Fantasy VII, and I said that Aerith dies. Aerith is killed by Sephiroth, and they're like, "Dude, spoilers!" And I'm like, "What? You didn't know that?" So then I start listing off spoiler after spoiler after spoiler in the panel just because I could. And later that night, while we were in the room drinking bourbon, one of us was like, it would be hilarious if we did a panel that was nothing but spoilers. And here we are. So,
all right, so you're coming up with your 4th rendition of Spoiler the Panel. You just gave up the last performance here as a kid walked in front of the camera. And basically, and somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else.
Guys, stop it.
This is our lawn.
This is it.
My lawn, you kids.
All right. I like the St. Elsewhere reference in it, too, because I actually got that. I was like, I know that one. And I was probably the only person in the room that understood that reference there. So there you go. All right, now, can you tell us a little bit about Spoiler, the panel form?
Sure. Yeah, we'll actually...
How much can you give away without actually spoiling it?
Wait, Koshi's joining us.
Oh,
there you go.
Dude, spoiler.
Oh, shit.
What shows do you plan on spoiling?
Well, Angelo last night previewed Final Fantasy XIII for our rollover. We went over our allotted time slot, as we do. And so we actually just took it out to the hallway and had some dedicated fans with us watching. So we gave them a preview of Spoiler 4. It's a collection of some classic stuff, and maybe there will be Hellsing this year.
Well, you guys have your list. Everyone say a couple bits that you're
I've forgotten what I'm doing.
You've forgotten what you've done?
I've got Fruits Basket. I've got Nana. I've got Harvest Moon. I'm gonna do Blood Plus. What have you got?
I've got Kuroshitsuji, first season because second season is still airing and we're lazy. I've got Tokyo Magnitude 8, we are not doing Haruhi, and it turned out that's good because I went to a panel yesterday, and the panel host said, how many people here have seen the second season of Haruhi? And me and some other dude raised their hand. So yeah, the 8 just kind of killed it for everyone. All right.
Oh, let's see. I got the story of Ricky. I've got Ultimate Muscle. Some of you may remember that. What else? Yep, Garo. You'll find out what that is when I spoil it. And Space Adventure Cobra, and a couple of others.
All right, this year I've got StarCraft. I've got Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I'm very excited about that one. Card games on motorcycles. I've got the new Star Trek movie. All sorts of great stuff.
And like I said, I have Final Fantasy 13. I actually am spoiling James Cameron's Avatar.
It's not like everybody else has.
Yeah.
Might as well join
God of War is another one, and Soul Calibur is another one. So it's going to be, and that's not the whole lineup. We're probably going to run over again. So yeah.
We're trying. We get better at it. Every year we get a little better at it. Like, all right, now we have to squeeze down to the. All right, so maybe this year we'll run an hour 15.
Just to tab it over. Is there ever a point when you do these spoiler panels where the first time you run it, you do allow over the, you go through the whole thing and then you realize, hey, that spoiler wasn't funny enough. We have to take out this bit.
Currently, for this year, I wrote 50-something spoilers. The amount of spoilers that will get in the panel are 7.
Those were leftovers, though, from previous years.
Okay, so maybe I wrote 30-something, but either way, we kind of explained this last night with our sort of group of diehard fans, but it's simple to explain it again. What we do is around March we start writing for the fall of that year. So this March we started on Spoiler 4. We try to get everyone to write around 10 bits, with nothing in PowerPoint at this point. And then we get together and we do them for each other, and we show them to the rest of our friends, and the other members of Disorganization 13. This is not it, by the way. This is just and the other members of Disorganization 13, and they tell us what they thought was funny and what they thought wasn't funny. And then we whittle that down to about, at this point we have it 7 each, and then we all have to individually edit our bits and put them into PowerPoint, and then we do them for each other again, and then we tell each other what needs to be changed, what needs to go in, go out, what needs to just be dropped, and we whittle that down to maybe 5 or 6 bits each. And then there's the big clusterfuck of trying to figure out what order to put it in, and writing the intro and the outro, which is always a big problem, and transitions, which are really corny. And then eventually we have something that we like, that after the 3rd performance we look at and we're like, damn, this sucks.
Audience didn't react well to it.
The audience is always a blast, and actually we rehearse and time it to an hour, which fits in every time slot we've ever gotten, and it always goes over because our awesome audiences laugh so much. That's why our Otakon bit this year ran so far over, and we weren't even able to finish. It was because apparently Otakon fans laugh more. It was a really fantastic experience. Like, we were all tired of these jokes, but apparently they still held their charm because Otakon's been great for us.
I'm keeping track of the amount of people who have tried to walk in front of the camera. We're up to 35 now. 35. Yeah. Well, that guy's gonna be 36. Yeah. There you go. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
I actually there were people who stood here and watched us and then tried to walk in front of the camera. Like, they had a good 5-minute warning, and then we're like, I know what, let's do.
It's sort of like a dare almost. They're like, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. Oh, screw it, I'm just going to go across. It happens all the time. Everybody just walks in front of it.
We'd prefer it if the people who are trying to walk past actually come back here and join us rather than try to walk in front of the thing that's filming us. Yeah. But
35 people, then we gotta definitely expand this out. So expand the shop more. Now, you said these are not. It's not just the 6 of you. There's so many more of you. How many are there, and how exactly do you join Disorganization 13?
13.
but that's a total lie. Okay, so.
Just like the original Organization 13, we have never actually had 13.
There's definitely a core group, and there's basically the core group here. These are what I would say are probably the most important people, in Disorganization 13 and Koshi. But beyond that, we have a lot of people who do stuff that, quite frankly, we just couldn't do ourselves. We have people who get on our panels. Like once, before Anime Press Your Luck split off from us, we had our friend Scott Kasliner hosting that. We have our friend Justin Wu, who's a DJ. Look him up in Jersey City. He's amazing. Yeah, he does our sound because if you could tell, staff at conventions don't know how to do sound.
There are some conventions they do well with, not always.
But
Yeah, that really varies. Otakon does pretty good. NIAF has always been fantastic for us. Ausa sometimes fails. We love you, Ausa. There's, as to other cast members, Mike, who from the cast of Spoiler 1, is probably going to come back and join the this panel is gay. We've got JJ Seng, an expert on queer themes in comic books, also going to come in for that. Who am I missing?
Skippy?
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, we have Skippy who has trained in many different martial arts. That when we do our martial arts panels, helps with that, and he also speaks like a couple dead languages, Sanskrit, all stuff. So when we have to really learn about those kind of topics to understand, a lot of times certain animes and manga implement certain parts of like metaphysics and dead languages and that stuff, we go to Skippy. He helps with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, and really there's even more beyond that. We have people who help us out with fan fiction, people who help us out with even spoiler with our rehearsals, and it just keeps going on and on. And the way that you join Disorganization 13 starts with removing your pants, and ends with you. No, wait. No, Otakon has forbidden that. Yeah, the world will be destroyed. But, yeah. No, actually, regardless of the starting with removing your pants and the ending with you crying, the way that you join Disorganization 13 is prove that you have something important to say. Disorganization 13, as much as we are known for spoiler, really exists to give people who normally wouldn't be able to be heard in a con scene a chance to be heard. Because cons ignore panels, and it sucks. There were like some 300 people who applied for panels to Otakon this year, and some 200 were accepted, and then some 100 of that were made industry panels, so even less were accepted. So we exist to allow people to give it a chance, get up there, say something important, do something awesome. And we've had people, come in to our organization, both honorary and actual work. If you guys haven't seen Anime Parliament, you should. Sunday at 9, crappy time slot, but still. Adam Hennessy, one of the great masters of condom. I said condom. Of the con scene, is one of our honorary members and really looks out for us. So if you want to be a member of Disorganization 13, fucking email us, tell us what you could do. Tell us, are you funny? Do you have something interesting philosophically to say? And then, you too could get your chance to come up here and make an ass out of yourself like we do, So we just want to give everyone a chance to, be heard.
Yeah, just a lot of our best panels are based on the philosophy of saying things that don't get said. With fan fiction is generally terrible, but it can be really awesome. And there's not really any panel out there that says both those things. This panel is gay is really talking about something that really doesn't get talked about. Even like within the media, within the shows, it gets sort of like Gundam Wing implied.
It's like beating around the bush, basically.
And spoiler, it's comedy, but it's comedy based on the idea of saying things that don't get said. Spoiler is something you don't say, and the reason it's funny, and that's the reason it's funny. Also, we're funny, but
That's a big thing too. You guys definitely, and also penis jokes too. Well, one final thing I do have to ask is that a good amount of the questions that we get are from fans. They want us to know what you guys are all about, and we actually did say, we would like to have some questions from the fans we will ask you guys, such as the how to get in, what's the history behind it. Now it's your turn to ask them. I am really scared to ask them a question. What would you like to ask the fans?
Ask one. So.
Everybody ask a question. What do you want to know from the fans?
What do you think doesn't get said? What do you want us to say that no one else will say?
You put us on the spot.
Be on the spot.
There it is.
Oh, you're right.
There's another one.
I can do it.
All right.
I
I'll
would
think of something by the time everyone else is done.
I would like you to know where your general location is if you're a kitty girl, and if you do, please send your responses with your phone number and picture.
And if you're over 18.
Over 18, yes. Oh my God. Thank you very much.
Do you know where we could find some sailors? I heard there are sailors around here. Are those guys sailors? Are you guys sailors?
This is actually a question I stole from Rob yesterday, but it's been stuck in my mind ever since. Can people who are not anonymous dress up as V?
I thought I would have thought of something by now. Okay.
What kind of questions would you like us to ask you?
Okay, just for suggesting that, I am not. It's probably going to ensure that I'm not going to ask that. Okay. What are you going to do when Pasta Mania runs over you?
And since I'm normally not the guy who ends things on a serious note due to the fact that, dick jokes, but yeah, I would like to know, what does being a geek mean to you? What does being an anime fan, a gaming fan, a manga fan, anything, what does this mean to you? Because one of the things that we try to say is that being a geek is okay. And although I'm sure that all of us have this tiny biting fear in the back of our head that a video of us making Holocaust jokes is going to get back to our boss someday, I'm so going to get fired. And although we're worried that, this might have ramifications, the fact is someone has to be doing what we're doing, and that someone has to not be 4chan. So what does fandom mean to you, fans? Also, come check us out. Shameless self-promotion.
And seriously, we work because of the fans. So if you want to see us at your convention, go to the convention you go to their forums and say, I saw this XIII spoiler, I want to get them in. Tell us, would you come to this panel I go to? Me and my friends would totally love you. We started at AUSA and NIAF, and we've grown because of these connections we've made and people we've known and small cons that have gotten started and asked us to come with. So you do our work for us.
Oh, and one last thing. While I'm here, I noticed that Ernie didn't talk about how I threatened to shit in his hat. So,
You run the Twitter account.
yeah, exactly.
I'm doing the interview. I'm like, who runs the Twitter account?
We all actually do. We all tweet on the Twitter account, but no, I actually made that threat in the panel last year. So I'm going to put this out to all the fans, as well as all the professionals out there, like the good people at Out of Time Productions. I eat a lot of burritos. You guys are going to get your hat shat on hardcore if you don't start coming to our panels. Don't think I won't.
Seriously, you eat the Gustbusters.
Yeah.
We share a hotel room. They're pretty bad shits there.
There's a lot of courtesy flushing and match lighting. And
So now it's our turn to interview you. What did you like? Yeah. Well, first of all, what did you like about Spoiler the panel?
I liked everything about Spoiler the panel. That was it. And the fact that I had the best 3 minutes of sleep in my life. No, I'm just kidding. I like the St. Elsewhere reference. That really caught my eye. Because I'm like, when it said on the bottom, like, you're too young, you have to wiki that. I was like, I'm not that young. And then I'm like, I'm old. Damn it. So that's what I like. The half-hour banter in the beginning, I thought that was pretty cool. At least you explained why you had the 18 plus. I think those were definitely my favorite parts. Yes.
Okay, and would you permit us to draw a dick somewhere on your clothing?
Yeah.
So you have your Sharpie with you, right? Yeah. There you go.
I can always change my clothes.
All right, everyone. This is Disorganization 13 drawing a penis on Ernie. We'll get the Sharpie out shortly. This is going to be on camera.
This will go back to my job, and I'll probably get fired at some point.
Just while we're searching for the Sharpie, don't be ashamed of being a geek. But seriously, this might get it. Well, Sid, use it. Use it. Yeah, shade it in. Let's do this. Who's our? Yeah. Who? Where do you want the dick?
Sure.
All right. Cool. Who's our best artist here? Koshi. All right.
Koshi, do it.
Koji. And then we will all sign it for your Happy Dick shirt.
I'll bring this to all of my conventions next year.
Yes. This is an official DO13 christening of his shirt.
Don't forget the balls.
Yeah.
Make sure the balls.
Make sure, yeah. Put some hair on the balls. Make it smile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. No, not small. It's good. Yeah. No, we're good. You're pretty good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, that is an awesome scrotum. Yeah. That's good. This is very. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Face. Yeah. Give it a face. That's good. Happy little smiley. There we go.
Oh, it's so nice.
All right. Now turn and show the camera. Okay, go for it. Official Disorganization 13 trademark, the happy penis. And we're all going to sign it, and you will remember us forever. We're really going to do this shit. Come to our panels.
In the guidebook this year, there was something about certain people would not be signing autographs. The Hitalia cast would sign autographs, but only of Hitalia items. We just want to make it clear, we will sign anything. Just give us something, and we'll normally bring a Sharpie, but we will sign it, and it will be awesome. We signed a Death Note. Well, we've got some fake names we can use for that.
We typically write Uwe Boll on the Death Note.
Yes. We signed a purse last night. It was great.
All right, so did everyone sign it?
You have the O13, so it's on it.
Oh, yeah, someone write DO13 on it. Yeah.
There we go.
57. You are the 57th person who tried to walk in front of this camera.
Not listening.
All right. So there you go. That's your DO13 T-shirt.
I will never wash this shirt ever again.
Yeah. The fans' point of view, by the way, is our official our official favorite convention coverage station.
Thank you for something.
So that's why we threatened, to defecate in your headwear to make you come to our panels. So thank you so much for interviewing us.
Thank you for at least knowing who we are. That's the important thing. Well, if you want to see the full interview by Disorganization 13, make sure you click the link below. There is no way I can fit this all on YouTube. Do it!
Yes!
I'll try to fit it all there.
The links on the right now?
No, they're down below. Yeah, they're down below. So,
Do it or I'll shit in your hat.
Oh, damn it. All right. I have to go through this again. How about if I come? Oh, no, I won't be there for NIAF. I have a wedding to go to. But my people will be there.
We have a wedding to go to, too.
But we're going tonight.
Yeah, but we're going to NIAF instead. So.
Get married at NIAF.
We were thinking, we were talking about that. If there's ever a wedding, I would like it at least at a convention. like somewhere nearby. I want to take all the pictures with cosplayers and all that great stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. That yeah.
The wedding should be a panel. That's what it should be.
Wedding, the panel.
Can't Skippy actually officiate?
Yeah, no.
We have a friend that can officiate.
All right, I'm Ernie Lake with the Fans POV. We'll see ya.